Welcome to the Cap Guy Show, starring JT and the Cap Guy. Now here's the Cap Guy.
So I haven't been putting out a lot of videos other than shorts lately, but today I made a purchase that I really wanted to share. I'm going to start off with kind of some generic stuff first. And I spent $150 for everything. My daughter called me and said that my ex-wife had a bunch of stuff she had bought in New Mexico at an auction. She has decided not to keep selling on platforms because of the new tax laws, which, as we all know, you're supposed to have filed your taxes or reported your income anyway. But because of the new $600 rules on any platform, she's decided to not do this anymore. So she had a bunch of stuff, and again, I'm going to get into it. First, I'm going to show you some other stuff that I bought. And again, I paid $150 for everything you're going to see, but some of it's just generic stuff like this, HP ink, and I got a few of these. I only bought the ones that are multicolored or black because, you know, the magenta and all that kind of stuff just doesn't sell very well. Then I got some dies for different types of guns, and these are loading dies. I'm gonna get rid of these real quick. Clear up this room. This is an RCBS. It's also dies. Not that everybody cares about that stuff, but there you go. And anyway, and that goes for good money. Not super high on those, but then there's this here goes for pretty good money. It's a gunpowder measure, and again, used for reloading. And I did look that up. That sells between $95 and $150. So I'll get my money back almost off that. Then there was some stamps here, and these are General Patton stamps. And I haven't looked all of them up. She told me there's like 4 sets in here, and they go for about $10 to $15 a set. So there you go. Now I'm going to get into what I really, well, actually, there's one more thing here. This is a Stiff Bear, S-T-E-I-F-F, and it is 2008, and it's new with tag, and there you go. There's the money, but not the interesting stuff. What I was really interested in, and I've done a little bit of research, but I've got a long way to go, so I'm just going to show you, but it's a lot of World War II stuff. It is postcards, photographs of some high-ranking folks, including General Patton's funeral procession, some books and some manuals on cars and maps of Europe and postcards unused of Europe during the World War II era, and a lot of military patches. The gentleman's estate that this apparently came from was an officer in World War II, and I'm not going to give his name for privacy reasons, but there's a bunch of these type patches, and I looked these up. These go for about $10 to $15 a piece, and I got a bunch of the same type patch. This is a Knights of Columbus, kind of a vintage beanie. So I'm assuming the man was Catholic, because that's a Catholic organization. KFC, there you go. Not to be confused with KFC. Yeah, that's correct. And there's that. And there was another bag of patches here. And there it is. And again, these are World War II era. There's also a lapel pin in here. And I looked these up as well. There's a bunch of the same ones of this here. And there's a stack of them here. So all these are going to go for about $8, $9 a piece. And then you got the Rifleman Patches, and these look like they go for about 15 or so. And then there's some miscellaneous patches here, and then some more Rifleman of different colors and stuff. And then there's a lapel pin, and I haven't really looked at this very closely yet, but you can see what it is. So not sure what that is, and I didn't read it, and believe me, I'd have to be magnified to read that any closer. But it's got a sword and an eagle and a key or something on it, so I don't know. But anyway, that's going to be on eBay as soon as I can get it all listed. And it's going to take me a while to go through this stuff, because a lot of this stuff I'm going to show you now needs research. But here's just one photograph of General Patton's casket. And as you can see on the back, you got Luxembourg, and there's the information. And then there's a lot of photos that are better than others. And by the way, you can see there again, there's General Patton's photo there in that photo. There's a lot of pictures that you can tell of buildings and things that they took in different places. I'm not sure all these are in Europe, but a lot of them are. Here's some more. This one is the Eiffel Tower, and that's an actual photograph on photographic paper. And there's another one. I'm not sure what that is, but I will have to do some research to figure it out. Then there were lots of envelopes like this with a lot of that kind of stuff, and I'm keeping them separated because that's how they were. But again, they are photographs of different places in Europe, and I think a lot of these are Luxembourg and France is what I've gathered so far. If anybody knows some of these places, these landmarks, you can let me know. There you go. And I won't show you all of them, but I will go through these. And some of them look like chateaus, and they're all photographs. And he's got numbers on the back, like 455 and stuff. That one, I'm assuming could be Austria, it could be the Swiss Alps. I don't know. There's a castle up in a mountain range, and I know Austria had a lot of stuff like that. Of course, France does too. There's another cathedral picture, and there's a miniature of the Statue of Liberty somewhere, and if somebody knows that, this was taken 16 April of 49, so post World War II. And again, here's some more. And again, all these have dates on them and numbers, but not where they were. So that's what's going to take me time, is to get through this stuff. And then there's some photographs of actual, like here's a child, and this one is taken at the Walter Reed Hospital. Okay, that's the United States. And then there's a lot of postcards in here as well. And that one is Oregon. And another one in Oregon. And then there's some other stuff like that. And again, I'm trying to keep this separate. This is the gentleman, I think, that was these photos belong to. And he either took them or bought them from somebody during that time. And I'm trying to put these up so I can move on down the road here. And I've got stacks of stuff. And it isn't just photos. I've got things like brochures, like 1947 Flanders Day program. And there's the location, Belgium in Flanders Field. And this is a Memorial Day service. There's some more photos. And again, they're in envelopes. World War II or post-World War II. And some of these have notes, and I'll go through those. And again, just photographs of, I guess, them in Europe. And there you go. And some of them are personal, maybe his wife or girlfriend or something. But they're just really cool. There's another one where they're in uniform and they're having a meal, and there's a few of those like that. And then let's see, there's some manuals, like a radio code manual. There you go, Arthur R. Nielsen, and there you go. And this is what I did in the Navy, but it's not the same. Here's a German language book that was there you go. And then here's a brochure, GIs in Switzerland. Yeah, so I guess maybe that's shows its appreciation. Okay, and then another little brochure, something to do with Napoleon. This one was really cool. It's got a man's name on it from 1920 to 1944. My only assumption is he died in World War II. And it's a kind of a little memorial. It's got the man's picture. And then it's got some information about him and his life and the company he was in World War II. And then this one was really cool. And I did look this up. And this sells for $70. And this one's even more pristine condition than the one I saw on eBay. This is a Europe road map series of France. And it's an army map by the Corps of Engineers. And as you can see, it's got a actual fold-out map of Europe. And, yeah, so that alone I saw just sold for $70. And the one I saw on eBay was kind of tatted and stuff. So that one should go for a little bit more. This one here is the military in Holland, U.S. military cemetery, and this is obviously really old. And then there was some bulletin magazines in here from 1940s, 1949, the Troop IE Bulletin, and there was 2 or 3 of those. And here's another pictorial history record. And again, this is places, cemeteries in Europe after the war. A ton of more pictures of military cemeteries. This one's in England, Switzerland, and there's some duplicates in here. And some of these are on kind of what I'd call more harder paper, not a photographic paper, but a harder kind of paper. So I don't know exactly if they're true photographs or prints of them, but they look like photographs. This one is a hotel in Europe. There you go. And there's some more. This is a postcard. And again, I don't know what all these go for. And these are all postcards I'm showing you now. There you go. And this is in Paris. Or actually, yeah, Paris. And I'm going to skip off that and kind of bounce around here because there's a lot more. This is General Patton. Again, that's his cemetery thing. And you can see here, it's got the stamp on it. I guess whoever it was in Luxembourg. Then there's some larger photographs. And these are kind of cool because they do have some kind of a ceremony, and it actually says it on the back. It's stamped. There you go. And it one of the many Belgian clergymen is shown expressing the thanks of the Belgian people for the part of the American soldiers played in the liberation of Belgium during World War II. And then it's got a name of a person in October, and it says for official use. So again, same thing. Here's another photograph. And there were some that, here's one with some ships. And then again, and I believe this is one of General Patton's funeral procession. And there you go. And in the Grand Palace in Antwerp, Belgium. And I'm not totally positive. I'm just, and again, these all have something printed on them with official use. So I'm going to go through those. But I saw some with some high-ranking people. I'm going to kind of go through here because there's a couple of duplicates in here as well of some of this stuff. And there's another one. And I thought I saw one, and I know I did, of Churchill. Winston Churchill, the English Prime Minister. And I love history. And I know people like Kevin Commonwealth Picker. There's some notes in here as well. And again, it's just going to take me time to go through this stuff to figure it all out. There's a lot of postcards, like I said. There's a newspaper article of World War II, and some of this matches that. And then there's a receipt in here from October 17th, 1947. Received the sum of 285 francs for 19 photos, ceremony in Antwerp for Augustus Lulsens, and it has his receipt that he paid for the photos. So I don't know if he had them made or if he just bought them from somebody. But here's some more of the Cemetaries in Luxembourg. And I'm trying to find the one that I saw earlier. Here's one with some dignitaries, as you can see. And I know I saw one with Churchill. There's some more of a cardinal or a Catholic, looks like leading a bunch of officers. And again, they're carrying a casket. And I was told it was General Patton. So his pictures have popped up in here a lot. So again, there's a ship. And I know he died in a Jeep accident over there during that time. Here's a really cool one. And I haven't checked these people out yet, but their names are on here. And there's a bunch of them, so I'm not going to go through them. But, yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. So, and here's one, if anybody recognizes. It seemed to me, and I'm not sure, but one of these, is that Eisenhower over here? It may not be, but it sure looked like him from a distance, but it may not be. But anyway, again, it's a photo and it's cool. Here you go. Here's the one. There's Winston Churchill right there, laying a wreath. And again, there you go. So all in all, here's another one with some people speaking. And again, there's some information on the back. So I'm going to auction all these. And again, I have many, many more photographs. Here's another folder just full of fields and actually they're cemeteries, and they're marked for what cemeteries they are. And here's another one. It's kind of cool. And then I got some other stuff that's not related to World War II, but here's a Chevrolet owner's manual from 1951. But unlike just a regular owner's manual, this one actually has the titles to the car that was bought with this manual. So I'm gonna sell that. Some souvenirs from Europe and just little advertising stuff. I thought this was kind of cool. And there you go. And it's got little stuff in it, and not all this will be worth anything. This was kind of cool. It's a vintage Social Security card protector. I guess you got it with your card, and it's got some information in it and stuff. You know, the Social Security began in 1935, so it's at least that old, but I'm guessing somewhere around that time, World War II or just after. This is a Swedish tour guide. Here's another one that's, there you go. And these are all books. This one is the history of the Kronberg Castle brochure. And that one's seen better days. Just some brochures on going stateside through the trains, St. Moritz, and then Holland. And this is just Atlanta, and it's some brochures and street maps of Atlanta. Okay. And then this one was Grace Moore, which I don't know who that is, but I'm going to look her up. But you can see it's got a production and I guess a picture of her right here. That's kind of interesting. So it's some of this stuff is in French. Here's another travel brochure, Amsterdam, first class, and then some European maps and more pictures. And then this, which I don't know what that is, but it's in French. And it's some kind of a book, Paris. And this book is also in French, and it's seen better days condition-wise, but it looks like a songbook possibly. And then the last things I got, she had these. These are related to Dungeons and Dragons. And there you go, Lore of the Crypt. And I could not find any of these on eBay. There are similar books, but these are older books on that kind of stuff. And here's another one, Skinwalkers and Shapeshifters, Lycanthropy, Dungeons and Dragons and the Curious. Another book that, again, none was listed on eBay. And you can see who it's made by and stuff. So that was kind of interesting. And I've got more, but I don't want to make the video too long. And I paid $150 for everything you saw. And it's going to take me time to go through all this history. And yeah, I'm going to find out how I do. But to me, it's just interesting to go through this stuff because it is so amazing. And yeah, so I'll let you know. Oh, I also found this in there. It's some kind of a Trenton football pin that you'd wear, and I don't think it's worth a lot of money. I'm trying to get the other ribbon down, but people would wear this, and it's got one of the old footballs of like the 40s. So yeah, kind of cool. And yeah, there you go. So tell me how I did, and tell me what you thought of the history. It's kind of cool, and I'm going to really go through and make sure I know what I got. And it's going to take me a long time to list this because I'm going to list a lot of this stuff individually and probably run it on auctions unless I have a true knowledge of what it's worth. Yeah, go from there. So yeah, again, like I said, I'm not making a lot of videos, but this one I thought was interesting enough that maybe you'd like to see it. And if you love history as much as I do, give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe. Y'all have a fantastic day, and we'll talk to you next time on The Cap Guy Show.